This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station. Presents Talkin Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin Sports is powered by Anne-Marie Tabin at First Bank in Breeze. Contact Anne-Marie for your mortgage product needs. Talkin Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. Nordike Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. McKendree University in Lebanon. Trenton Processing. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin Sports on Max 96.7.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Sports. We're up here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio on a Monday en route. It's ladies' night. Yes, first we'll speak with Centralia Orphans basketball coach Katie Metter, and later on it's off to St. Louis for a sports host and MC, Angela Sharp. Plus, as always on a Monday, we have the Hoffman Auto Body Little Audience Pizza Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week. We'll begin with scores and stuff, though, and that flashes your way courtesy of Mideastern Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Carlisle, the hometown source for residential and commercial work. We'll begin with the National Football League and the wild card playoffs. They're in the bag now after Saturday and Sunday. Yesterday, oh no, the Bears, the big bad Bears, they were clipped by the Eagles, 16-15. Nick Foles hit Golden Tate with a 2-yard touchdown pass with just under a minute left on 4th down. Philly won at 6. Cody Parkey, poor Cody Parkey, outside of the money. I think he's due about $3 million anyway. Yes, he missed a field goal with what turned out to be around 5 seconds plus left, a 43-yarder. But you know what? And now they say the ball was blocked. But even with that, he had 9 points. He scored more points than the rest of the regular offense did. So he had a pretty good day, actually. It's just always remembered as the last play. I get it and so forth. But the Bears lost. I thought they were like Super Bowl bound. I don't get it. The Los Angeles Chargers defeated the Ravens 23-17 in Baltimore. Speaking of field goal kickers, Michael Badgley set a franchise record for the Chargers, whether they play in L.A. or San Diego or LA. He kicked 5 in a game, yes, from 21, 53, 40, 34, and 47. Lamar Jackson, yeah, that's another thing. Keep this in mind. Quit crowning these teams and athletes like the Bears and Jackson unless and until they actually accomplish something, okay? Saturday, Houston was foiled by the Colts, 21-7. Andrew Luck peppered the Texans down in Houston. And Dallas, the Cowboys pulled out a victory, 24-22 over Seattle. So it's all set for next week. 8 teams are left. Philly, New Orleans will spike it up, as will Dallas and the Rams in the NFC. And over the AFC, it's Indy against Kansas City. Well, the Chiefs, lay another egg. And it's the LA Chargers at New England. As of now, hey, we're 6 and 7 days out, but it's supposed to be in the 30s with quite a bit of snow. I hope that holds. The college football playoff championship game is set for tonight. It is, of course, between Alabama and Clemson. The Crimson Tide advanced by topping the Oklahoma Sooners. And, well, the Tigers beat Notre Dame. That's a 7 o'clock or so kick tonight from Santa Clara. The tickets are pretty cheap. I mean, relatively, $135, $150, whatever, because it's the location's a little far away this year from the contenders in Alabama and Carolina. So that's going to happen. Meanwhile, there was another very worthwhile college football championship contested Saturday. Nobody, not enough press because it's, well, basically Division II. It's FCS, but that's the deal. It was the FCS championship tilt between the North Dakota State Bison and Eastern Washington Eagles, and the Bison for another year, for a 7th time in 8 seasons, are the champions. A dynasty indeed. Quarterback Easton Stick, who succeeded Carson Wentz. Carson who? Yeah, he did okay again. Threw for almost 200 yards, ran for 121, combined for 5 touchdowns, 2 in the air, 3 on the ground. What a player. And their coach went out on top, Chris Kleiman. He is on his way to Kansas State as he takes that upper plunge a little bit, Oh, sure, yeah. Fighting Irish AD Jack Swarberg said, in lieu of playing in a conference championship game, Notre Dame would gladly add a 13th game to his schedule. Hey, here's the deal. Who knows what they'll do? They'll probably give in. Notre Dame, if they add another game, that needs to be a conference championship game, so join the league. Another game won't cut it. Come on. Ohio State quarterback Dwayne Haskins will enter the 2019 NFL Draft. He's considered now the clear-cut top quarterback in the draft since Oregon's Justin Herbert decided to stay for his senior season. Haskins threw for nearly 5,000 yards with 50 touchdown passes and only 8 interceptions in his first year as a redshirt sophomore. He led the Buckeyes to a 13-1 record and a victory in the Rose Bowl. He wanted to be an Ohio State Buckeyes QB since he was 10 years old. I saw video on it. It's pretty remarkable, actually. Vince Young is now a Hall of Famer. That's remarkable. No, he was very good in college. And the former Texas QB, he's the headliner. He headlines a star-studded 2019 College Football Hall of Fame class. It also features Rocket Ismail and Patrick Willis, Terrell Buckley, Ricky Dixon, John Carroll, London Fletcher, who played with those St. Louis Rams, Torrey Holt, the same thing, Jacob Green, Darren McFadden, Troy Polamalu, Jake Plummer, Joe Thomas, Lorenzo White, a couple of coaches, Erickson and Taylor are going in. Joe Taylor, that's a good group. They will be inducted into the Hall on December 10th in New York City. The St. Louis Blues, they watched that game. They took a 2-0 lead in the first period while holding the Islanders to only 14 shots on goal, and still the Note managed to lose 4-3. It was the 5th time the Blues had taken a 2-zip lead and gone on to lose. The 2nd time they managed to pull that off in regulation. And St. Louis finishes their homestand. Its homestand at just 2-3. They're in Philadelphia tonight. The puck should have dropped a few moments ago. Jordan Bennington gets his first starting goal for the Blues. He's appeared in just 3 NHL games with the team, all in relief. And these are 2 right now bad teams, each saddled with just 36 points. There's only one team below them, Ottawa, at 35. The Blues do have a few games on hand, which probably won't matter in the long run playoff-wise. I hope. Who knows? Ryan O'Reilly, we told you the other day, he'll be the lone Blues player in the All-Star game on January 26th, although Vlad has a chance. They got the online voting, which is so stupid. Ovechkin, we also told you about this. He's skipping All-Star weekend in the game itself. And now Montreal goalie Carey Price, well, he's going to skip the All-Star game too. He's opting for the rest. That is absolute bull. This is a players' event. As far as I know, it still goes to the players, basically, retirement, etc. But unbelievable. College basketball, oh no, man. I saw this yesterday. Illinois lost 68-66 to Northwestern at Evanston. Illinois is now 4-11, 0-4 in the Big Ten. They play host to Michigan Thursday. Off the court, some good news, though. They picked up top 35 big man Kofi Cockburn. He's a 6'10" center from Oak Hill Academy in Virginia. He chose the Fighting Illini over Pittsburgh and UConn. There. Let's hope he stays. No decommit or anything. SIU won Saturday 58-51 over Northern Iowa. SLU defeated the Rhode Island Club 60-53 yesterday. The Rams fall to the Bills, and SIUE, they lost again. Action continues all around the area and the country. Duke remains atop the AP poll And it's Duke, Michigan, Tennessee, Virginia. And then we have some changes. We round out the top 10, though, with Gonzaga, actually. Michigan State, Kansas, Texas Tech, Virginia Tech, and Nevada. If you call them the Zags, it has to be Gonzaga. The Minnesota Timberwolves fired president and coach Tim Thibodeau. He actually did he did as well as you could expect with the Minnesota T-Wolves, and not good enough. Don't worry, money, I realize, but he did lose a job there, and that's what he loves to do. In baseball, very little, but we do have these two items. Reliever Kelvin Herrera has inked a 2-year, $18 million deal with the White Sox. He might walk into the Chi Sox closer's role if they ever need a closer. Will they be ahead? I'm not sure. And Zach Britton and the Yankees have agreed to a 3-year, $39 million fold. He's a 31-year-old left-hander, Britton is, and the Yankees got him. And toward the end of July, he'll be the setup man for Aroldis Chapman. He'll be getting paid very good money to be the setup dude at Yankee Stadium. No sign, no movement by Scott Boras and Harper for Manny Machado. Finally, golf, it is back. I didn't squeak this in Saturday, but it is, I guess, back and for real. And the first winner of the new season, well, the new season actually started the end of 18, but in the calendar year of 2019 is Xander Schauffele. He wins the Century Tournament of Champions in Hawaii. That is Scores and Stuff, brought to you by Mideastern Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Carlisle, the hometown source for residential and commercial work. Just ahead, Katie Metter, the Athlete of the Week, and Angela Sharp to stay with us.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955. If you're in need of a quality meat processing plant, there's just one place to turn: Trenton Processing. For nearly 50 years, this family-owned and operated business has served Clinton County and beyond, for good reason too. Trenton Processing offers the very best in retail and wholesale products, custom butchering, deer processing, and plenty more, including specialty pet items. Trenton Processing at 120 West Broadway in Trenton, the home of Sugar Creek Smoked Meats.
Nordike Funeral Home's mission is to help you plan for a difficult funeral by celebrating the life of a loved one. The grieving process from losing someone you love will be tough, but Nordike Funeral Home will be there to assist you. Find helpful information at NordikeFuneralHome.com, from grief support, planning a funeral, obituary information, and sending flowers. Nordike Funeral Home, with 5 locations in Carlisle, New Baden, Aveston, Albers, and Breeze.
I'd like to start a campaign to blow the buttons off people's radios. Is that realistic?
This is Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Birdwatch and Health Mart studio on this Monday. Let's tangle on that Express Lube guest line now for Centralia Orphan Annie's basketball coach, Katie Metter. Katie, welcome to Talkin' Sports.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing just fine. You sound like you're ready to roll. So we're going to talk about your Annie's, of course. But we first have to introduce you to this crowd a little bit and find out something about your background, bits and pieces. I know you're one of those, I believe, basketball junkies, Katie, and you had a lot of success as a player at Salem High and beyond that too, didn't you?
Yes, I'm not to brag, but yeah, I played basketball quite a bit. I graduated Salem High in 2012. I played under Janet Holt. And then I went to Florida Gulf Coast University and I played under Carl Semesco for 4 years down in Fort Myers, Florida.
In Fort Myers, yeah, you picked
And
a
I
nice.
graduated. Yeah,
You picked
I
a
did.
nice location
It was
there, didn't you?
I did. People ask me all the time. They're like, how'd you even get any basketball done? Right there on the beach. I said, I didn't see the beach.
You're always.
You hardly saw the beach. You were in practice all the time.
I know, working hard on and off the court. And for the Salem Lady Cats, let's say 2012. Now I know the Lady Cats have had some really good teams under Janet Holst, and now your buddy is in charge there, of course. Megan Kessler. What about your teams with Salem? And any year in particular stand out for you?
Like any year as when I was playing.
Right.
Oh, definitely my senior year. The 2011-2012 is by far my favorite and most memorable year. There were 7 of us seniors playing basketball with each other since we were about in 5th grade.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you play with each other that often, it becomes an instinct of what everyone's favorite thing to do, where they're going to be, what they're going to do. Like, it just becomes natural.
That's
and
right.
We actually made it to the Elite Eight that year, and we lost to Springfield at Springfield. And I mean, our community was on our backs. Our school was like, they got 3 buses that traveled to watch us play. I mean, it was by far my favorite year.
Yeah, that makes it fantastic. And that also gave you a little pub there, noticed by several colleges, including Florida Gulf Coast. So, did you have a pretty good team or two down there in your 4 years, Katie?
Oh, yeah, we were great down there. Well, trying to figure this out. Let me think. My freshman year, we won conference, regular season conference, but we didn't win the conference tournament, so we didn't get into
NCAA.
The NCAA. My sophomore year, we lost first round to Oklahoma State in the NCAA tournament. My junior year, we made it to the second round and lost against Florida State in the NCAA. And then my senior year, we played in the WNIT championship up in South Dakota against South Dakota State in front of 10,000 fans. And we ended up getting second place. But, I mean, oh, man.
That's
We've
great.
had great years. We set records while we were there, or while I was there, while my team was there. I've been all over the United States. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Puerto Rico. I mean, I've been so many places that I never thought I'd go that basketball took me. So
exactly.
I couldn't be any more grateful.
You didn't want college to end, did you? I mean, that's
no, it was amazing. And like all the connections that I have, so many of my teammates are either assistant coaches in college, or one of them, like they might be a DOBO, which is director of basketball operations, or a video coordinator. So I mean, like I can still chat with them and see where they're going, and I mean the connections are just endless.
You have to have those connections, yeah, and they'll be carried with you forever. And coaching, though, was always kind of in your blood, always something that you were looking forward to?
Yes, it was. Actually, when I was in 6th grade, my dad sat me down and said, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And I said, "I want to be a high school teacher and a basketball coach."
Exactly. Very good. Dreams do come true,
yeah,
see?
Yes. Like, I mean, I had, as weird as it is, I had my life planned out. I had so many goals, and I mean, you make goals and you work towards them as you hope.
You have succeeded, and you're going to have a long career and a good one. You're at Centralia High, and just the third. This is pretty precious, pretty special. Just 3 coaches now in the history of Centralia Orphan Annie's basketball, from Ann Murray to Roger Stieg, who just retired, and now you took over. I guess you got the job maybe late spring, early summer of 18.
Yep, that's exactly when it was. I mean, it was unexpected. I wasn't out looking for it, but the opportunity showed itself. And, I mean, when God gives you lemon, you make lemonade.
There you go.
So that's exactly what I did.
And now, where were you at before that? Were you doing some coaching with the Lady Cats, or
Pardon?
were you coaching somewhere before? You got the head coaching job at Centralia?
Oh, yes. I was coaching at Somerville Grade School.
Oh, okay, Somerville.
It's over there. It's west of Salem a little bit.
Right.
It's a great school. So I was actually teaching third and fourth grade, my first and then my second year I had fourth grade. And then I was helping out my first year as a basketball coach under Danette Wolf, Danette Jones from Salem, now Danette Wolf. And I coached volleyball and track. And then my second year I did basketball and volleyball. And then Centralia called.
And you took that call and you said yes, and that was a great move. And you're doing an outstanding job in your rookie season. I know you won another game Saturday as you disposed of Carbondale at Trout Arena.
Yes. I could not have asked for a better group of girls for my first year. They are so willing to learn. They're so coachable, and they just bring so much to the plate. They're so young. So, I'm going to have the majority of them for at least another 2, possibly even 3 years, some of them. I can't speak enough about these girls. I'm very blessed to have these girls.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think only 2 seniors on the team. So you get to the 500 mark, 8-8 overall, and now you have zoomed up that South 7 Conference ladder. You're at 5-1. At last check, only Althoff is ahead of you by just a slim notch.
Yes. Well, at the beginning of our season, we made a poster board of goals, what we wanted to accomplish this year, and winning the conference is one of them. And these girls have showed it. And conference isn't over yet. On any given day, anybody can beat anyone, and you just got to show up ready to every game.
You have another date with Althoff, right? And they just clipped you by 6 points the first time.
Yes. We played them twice.
Oh, you have played them twice.
In the Salem, yes, we played them in the Salem tournament.
Oh, okay.
And that wasn't a pretty game. We made a lot of mistakes. We didn't have very many practices underneath our belt.
Right.
Still, due to the system, it's just we have improved a lot, because the first time we played them, we got beat by 20 some, maybe even 30, and then the second time we got beat by 6. So then it came down to the last minute and a half. It was a good game.
But
so
you will clash with them again.
Yeah,
in early February.
Yes. Yeah, we have our last tournament or conference game with them in February.
Yeah, you guys have played in the Lady Wildcats tournament, the Mascoutah tournament, the Effingham tournament is on the way, and the Mascoutah tournament, boy, that's a tough lineup of squads there every year, isn't it, Katie?
It is. Back when I was in high school, I think I remember playing there 1, maybe 2 years.
Okay.
And so I really couldn't remember. I couldn't remember. Because I try to do a lot of things, based on the past, which I know you shouldn't, but just kind of, the teams that they bring in and whatnot. And, I don't remember any of these teams. And so many of the teams have just progressed immensely. And, it was great competition. It was huge. It was good for these girls to get that competition, because especially the teams that we played in the Mascoutah tournament and the teams that we're about to play in the Effingham tournament, those are post games, like post game teams.
Right.
So we're getting to that point of the season where we want to be getting against that mentality and against that type of team. That way we can get prepared.
Yeah.
So.
And you've got some talent that you're grooming. And we've only got a couple of minutes, Katie, but I do want to ask you about, I know Riley Edson, a freshman, had a really nice effort the other day against Seedale. And how about Tess Timmons? Because I know her and so forth. She's just she's a sophomore and a tremendous all-around athlete. Another youngster.
Yes. Actually, we are very young. We have one senior.
Okay, one senior.
We have one senior this year. She gets quite a bit of playing time. Our starters are 2 sophomores. Two sophomores, 2 juniors. Hold on. No, 1 sophomore. We had 2 sophomores, but she's been out because she hurt her leg. So,
right.
Yeah, switch it up on me.
Oh, yeah.
We have 1 sophomore, 1 freshman, 2 juniors, and a senior that currently start. And I mean, just like you said, Tess, she's an all-around great player. She's a great athlete. Same thing with Riley Edson coming up as a freshman. Hannah Tomljanovich, try to say that name 3 times fast. I mean, she's come up huge in a lot of our games. All of these girls are just progressing with each game and each practice, and that's something that I really pride these girls on, is their effort, their heart, and they're willing to learn. They never just say, okay, I've learned enough. They want to keep going. They want to see what they are capable of, and it just makes it so fun to coach and so fun to watch.
I believe they're getting all that and more from their coach, and you've certainly got the enthusiasm, so you got to be fun to play for. You teed up again Thursday night against Cahokia?
Yes, sir, at Cahokia.
At Cahokia, and then you have a bit of a break, a little pause for the Effingham tournament. So, hey, Katie, appreciate you taking some time out tonight. Good luck the rest of the season for sure, and you may dip into that second season a while. Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Katie. Katie Metter of the Centralia Orphan Annies. Who would want to play for her, man? She's got those kids doing a great job on the court at New Trout Arena. We got to take a time out. That's what we have to do. And then it's the Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week. Angela Sharp is, of course, on the docket. Yet stay with us.
Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Draghi, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I treat a lot of patients who have not been to the dentist in 10 to 20 years. Most had a bad experience as a child. Others are embarrassed to go or are concerned the dentist will scold them. We know these feelings are real and believe in listening to your problems and concerns. I will do all of this without putting you down or making you feel guilty. My team and I want to make a difference in the way you feel about dentistry. Please call me, Dr. Tim Draghi, at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment, or look at our website at breezedentalcare.com, where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
Are you looking for a happy dental home? Dr. Draghi and Dr. Santel are in-network providers with many insurance companies and have what you are looking for. New patients welcome and most emergencies seen immediately. Get back on the right track to good dental health with Breeze Dental Care. Call 526-2020. That's 526-2020.
You've heard me say it before, when your trucks are your life, you need to be turning to be earned. I am Perry Stanford from Central Illinois Truck Service in Greenville. If your commercial tractor and trailer is down, we can get you back on the road faster and for less money than you thought possible. If it has wheels and an engine, we can fix it, including farm equipment. We are also building semi-trucks if you are ready for an upgrade. Call us today at 664-2646 or stop by Central Illinois Truck Service in Greenville.
Flying in the face of conventional wisdom.
There's no rules and no laws and lots of litter.
Every day.
This is Max 96.7.
Hello once more, everybody. Rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio, where the time is, exactly right now, 6:29. That time drop shows up courtesy of Zurich Funeral Home in Carlisle. Katie is a ball of fire. She's going to be really, really successful. Let's turn to the Prep Athlete of the Week.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. You're the best.
The Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body. Whether your auto needs major or minor repairs, see Hoffman Auto Body. And by Little Augie's Pizza in Breeze, the choice for pizza, pasta, and more. Call 526-7040.
Welcome, Hoffman Auto Body. And our Athlete of the Week is Carlisle Indians forward Chase Taylor. The senior tossed in 41 points as the Indians shared a pair of games against Salem and Staunton over the weekend. He did a great job. Carlisle gains a split. Chase Taylor will receive a $10 gift certificate to Little Augie's Pizza in Breeze. I think he's going to like that pizza pie. Let's take a break. We'll hustle on back.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Diane Chevrolet in Trenton is your exclusive SCA performance dealer. SCA is world-renowned for building the best lifted trucks you'll find anywhere. The 2018 Black Widow Silverado is on the lot and ready to go. This truck is as unique as you and comes equipped with Black Widow lighting, 6-inch lift kit, 20-inch black wheels, and more. See Dwayne, Nikki, or Dave for all the details. Or visit DianeChevrolet.com. This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, HSHS St. Joseph Hospital, Breeze, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlisle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, Southern OBGYN Associates, Med Plus Physical Medicine, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman, Central Illinois Truck Service, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and by the Carlisle and Breeze Hardys. WCXO Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station.
Scientists say the universe is random. Why should your radio station be any different?
You've got Max 96.7.
Random is very, very good. We're up here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio. We're here every Monday and Wednesday night from 6 until 7, Saturday mornings 9 until 10. Remember, we've got girls high school basketball on track. It is on deck shortly after 7:15, 20, whatever the pregame, as it's a girls contest tonight from Westland between Hillsboro and the Lady Warriors. And Wednesday night show will implement a couple of more coaches. First of all, Carlisle High Indians assistant boys coach Steve Hoffman. He'll be with us. And from Christ Our Rock, the head coach of the girls, Dan Kipper, had another pretty good weekend, second in the tournament, and they won their shootout at the Paws Shootout at Central. That was a really good event there, as was Highlands. I know. Okay, let's see. I think we're up to date. So strike up the band and all that good stuff, because when we come back, we're going to talk with, she's a pro, man, Angela Sharp. Stay with us on Talkin' Sports for a Monday. If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's, because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
Want easy online banking and bill paying with an ATM and debit card that allows you to set personal spending limits? Then Tempo Bank's the place for you. Tempo Bank makes it easy for today's consumers to spend more time with your families and less time balancing your accounts and paying bills. Tempo Bank has 2 locations to better serve you. Call 526-7256 in Breeze or 224-9228 in Trenton. They'll be glad to help you. Tempo Bank is your answer to easy, hassle-free banking.
When's the last time you had your eyes checked? Schedule an eye exam today at Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center. I'm Dr. Claire Thorpe-Klinsky, and if it's been more than a year, you might need a new prescription. If you use a computer regularly or are suffering from allergies, those both can be causes of eye strain or fatigue. Schedule a complete eye health exam today to find out if your eyes are healthy. We may be able to detect glaucoma and other eye diseases early. At Breeze Family Vision and Lebanon Optometric Center, we examine more than just your vision.
You've heard me say it before. When your trucks are your life, you need to be turning to be earned. I am Perry Stanfa from Central Illinois Truck Service in Greenville. If your commercial tractor and trailer is down, we can get you back on the road faster and for less money than you thought possible. If it has wheels and an engine, we can fix it, including farm equipment. We are also building semi-trucks if you are ready for an upgrade. Call us today at 664-2646 or stop by Central Illinois Truck Service in Greenville.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
We are back, everybody, for one last fling rip here in the Bird Watson Health Mart studio on this Monday night. Let's, grasp onto that Express Lube guest line and go across the muddy Mississippi to St. Louis for sports in-game host and MC. She does all, Angela Sharp. Angela, welcome to Talking Sports here in Carlisle, Illinois.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
We finally connected, didn't we?
Yes, we finally made this work.
You're busy, and as well, you're also enjoying just quite a career, a fabulous career. And right off the bat, do you have any idea where you initially caught my attention, Angela? Going back a few years.
I don't know, but I have a guess. Does it have to do with country line dancing?
No, actually, that's good though. That was real good. But no, this actually falls all the way back to Rich Gould's fan show.
Oh, I love the fan show. The fan show was one of the best things we ever did.
I know. It was. Man, it seems like it might have been on Sunday nights or something, but on Channel 11.
It was, yeah.
And you were one of the girls on there, and that was great. And was that really your start into basically this kind of biz, or not? Something before that?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. I had been doing a little bit of work when I was in college for SLU, the Billikens basketball game.
Yeah.
But pretty much, Rich was really my big start in, and every time I run into him, he likes to remind me of that, which is always fun.
Yeah, we had him on once many years ago. He was really good, but I don't know what happened.
He's great.
He fell off the table after that, but no, he was a good guest and stuff. But your career, of course, it's certainly blossomed since, off to bigger and better things, of course. And I know this is unfortunate, but I wish you were still with the St. Louis Blues. But your days there, that probably cast you into the spotlight the most as their home game host,
yes,
the experience and so forth. I mean, that really got you on the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I spent 11 seasons with the St. Louis Blues. And
11 years.
I mean, when I was growing up, hockey was the sport my family kind of was drawn to. So, back in my day, girls didn't play. Now girls play hockey. But back in my day, girls didn't really play. My brother played, and my uncle and my grandfather played pick'em games with Scotty Bowman. So
with Scotty Bowman.
Yeah, hockey was the sport. So, growing up, it was kind of like, what can I do to kind of be involved in the sport? And I kind of found my niche. And I mean, I always have a soft spot for the St. Louis Blues and those 11 seasons.
Well, you did tremendous work for them, and that was your first real big break there, and you're on site, like you said, for 11 seasons with them, and you certainly you provided a large section of entertainment slices for the fans. I mean, they were with you all the way, and they still are. I could see by the responses on social media.
It is nice to see on Twitter that people wish I was still there. It does make me feel good.
Yeah, and you were among the first, maybe the first to do something of this nature, especially at least in St. Louis, weren't you?
Well, they had a guy do the St. Louis Blues games before. I'm the first female.
Yeah,
to do that
guy didn't count, Angela.
Oh, okay. Yes, then yes. I'm the first female to do it in St. Louis, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but that's you weren't not just a pretty face then. You still are now. But I mean, for the Blues organization, I mean, the thing is, like you said, you knew the game, you know the game, and you loved it. And that's what made it better yet. You knew what the heck was going on out there.
Well, you know what? I think that's kind of why, I have such a big, thing with the Blues fans is, I mean, first off, when you're starting out there, and, when I started 11 years ago, I was actually kind of young, too. I mean,
You're still young, Angela.
Hey, thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Especially men would come up to me and quiz me on different kinds of things about this, that, and the game, and what's this rule and that rule, and, I knew them all, and I think that's when they were like, oh, wait, she actually likes the sport. She's not just your She's not just here to be on the jumbotron. She actually loves the sport.
That's a bonus for us, all of it. Did you? Well, I know you did, but I had a. Well, she's still my cousin, Belinda Tubbs from Mascoutah. That hasn't changed. But they actually had cheerleaders, the Blues did, and I think it was the 80-81 season for the first time. And she was one of those that made that squad. They would be on both ends of the ice up in the stands, and the next year they were supposed to learn how to skate and all this stuff, but they disbanded. I mean, well, they didn't, but the Blues got rid of them for whatever reason. But they were terrific, and I used to get free tickets through it and stuff, so that was good.
Oh, that's a nice plus to have some free tickets.
Yeah, that was quite a group. But yes, I wish you were still in command there at what is now the Enterprise Center. But good, and who knows? But currently in St. Louis as the Ambush ambassador, the indoor soccer host.
That's right. I'm the Ambush. I'm working for the Ambush doing their in-game stuff. I'm also sideline reporting. So if you happen to catch their broadcast, you'll see me interviewing some of the players after the game. So
now where can we pick that up, Angela? I used to go to Steamers games and so forth. They had different incarnation, of course, but.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically the Steamers is kind of an offset of the Ambush. In fact, if you ever come to one of our games at the Ambush, in our open video, we talk about the Steamers, in fact. And soccer is a big deal in St. Louis, as everybody knows. So, it's a good way to get some indoor soccer and for a little bit, cheaper price, too. And then they've got reasonable tickets down there. But, yeah, you can go to the Ambush. Ambush is the webpage, and you can watch the broadcast every night that we have games.
Okay, very good. Because I haven't checked that out yet or been over for an indoor soccer. But yeah, we did several years ago. In fact, when they first started as the Steamers, I remember going to college with a couple of them at SIU Edwardsville. They used to have fantastic outdoor teams. One of those was Greg the Face Mikowski. Does he sound familiar to you, Angela?
He doesn't sound familiar to me, but
he was quite a player.
I got to do more research on him.
Yeah, you'd actually probably love him. So, but yeah, SIUE was just a remarkable team every year. But so, what are all of your duties, or some of the duties with the Ambush, Angela?
So with the Ambush, I'm doing a lot of what I did at Blues games. So I'm doing a lot of during the stoppages of play, maybe giving somebody a free pizza or letting them play a game. But then after the game, I'm grabbing a player from both teams. Hopefully we've won, and the number one star is a player from our team. But, I get a player from both teams, and we just break down the game. And, I make sure to watch the game, and so I can ask them questions about different things that happened in game and kind of get their take on it. So far, of our home games, we've won 2 out of 3. So, I mean, it's been a great time over there.
It's you. It's Angela Sharp. That's the good luck charm, so keep it up.
Hey, I'll take it.
How many games will you work? What do they play, about 15 or 20 home games? I say I'm a little out of touch with the indoor soccer now. I got to get back into it.
Yeah, that's about right. It kind of depends on the season. This is my second season with the St. Louis Ambush. So I'm going to do all that I can. There is one game that'll probably hit when I have to go back to Tampa. So I'll probably miss the last game of the season here, but all the rest of them I will be at.
Well, there'll be an attendance drop for that game, Angela. They better get prepared. They better clone you or something like that. So yes, Tampa Bay. This is fascinating. When I first saw that, that's your marquee position currently, isn't it? With the Tampa Bay Rays baseball team down there in the Sunshine State. How cool is that?
Yeah, that was quite a moving from St. Louis to Florida in the summer. But it was definitely a career opportunity I could not pass up. So I definitely wanted to, when I was offered the position, I jumped at the chance. And being down there in Tampa has been, it's a little bit different than being up here in baseball heaven, I suppose is what we call it, stadium. It's a little bit of a different thing, but everybody there is wonderful. The organization, everybody there is just so wonderfully nice. And the fans have really kind of taken to me too now, and it's been wonderful.
And even though you had all this background material and video, resumes, you name it, did you still have to go down there and try out, in effect, and beat out some other competitors?
I sure did. When they called me in during the hockey season, and they wanted me to come down and try out. And I said, well, come down, but I don't want to miss a Blues game. So I went down there against 2 other people, and they had us come down for a spring training game. And I'll tell you, this is the funniest thing because the Cardinals weren't playing or anything. It was the Rays taking on the Boston Red Sox down there, and they where they practice at Port Charlotte. And I had a bunch of people go, "Hey, aren't you the Blues girl?" or yell, "Let's go Blues" at me. So that was actually kind of funny. But
Unbelievable.
I ended up kind of winning the position, which is kind of cool. And one of the people I went against actually holds the position for Miami. So we all kind of found a home, which is kind of nice.
That is. And you do a lot of pre and post the same thing, but also between innings?
Yep, it's exactly correct. Also between innings, just kind of keeping everybody entertained, in the day and age we're in, I'm trying to make you want to be engaged in what we're doing and not look at your phone. So basically that's how I can tell if I'm doing a good job or not, is if you look around while I'm doing something and people are actually paying attention to the game or the prize or whatever it is that we're doing instead of, scrolling through Instagram.
I'm quite sure the eyes are on you and your crew, Angela, for sure. And do you have a staff that you're connected with there?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, coming from here, and I've been down to Florida a bunch of times just for vacation.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Not living there, I've had wonderful people, kind of show me the ropes, basically, not even just around the stadium, but also around Florida and St. Petersburg in general. So they've just been, I really cannot say enough wonderful things about them. They've been awesome.
What's a typical game day like for you? Say it's a night game. What time do you get to the park, and do you have some kind of production meeting or anything, or just?
Yeah, we sure do. So, I'll get to the park typically around 3 o'clock, and, we have like a basic general script, go through some scripting, watch the guys warm up, see if anything is, new or interesting while the guys are warming up. Is somebody not dressing? Is somebody not throwing? That kind of stuff. And then we have a production meeting where we kind of go through different things such as where is the camera going to be for this and where are you going to be for that, all that different kind of stuff. And then, just kind of feel it out how the game goes. And obviously if you win, some things change out at the end of the game versus if you're losing. So, yeah, just kind of, have all those different things in your mind so you know what's going to happen. If the team's ahead by the 7th inning or if the team's behind.
This is another job meant for you, and I don't need to look at any or be looked at by any camera anywhere. But this holds true for you in good stead there. And I've seen some film, Angela. I know, which is fun, man. The players give you a hard time once in a while. They keep peppering you and your mates with sunflower seeds, all constantly, huh?
You know what? This year has been funny, and they started doing that, a couple months in, and everybody's like, "Oh, that means they like you now." They're, now you can tell they like you because they're messing with you and throwing sunflower seeds at us, gum, just kind of doing whatever they can to kind of try to see if they can mess me up. So
it's impossible.
At the end of the year, I was able to. The ringleader of that was Carlos Gomez, and so at the end of the season, I brought him over and I made sure I poured some popcorn on his head.
Very good. Retaliation time. Yes,
right.
indeed. The only sad thing is Tampa Bay. I know they removed, which actually might be good for Tropicana, but they're getting rid of a lot of the seating up above to make it a little more cozy, huh? Because they don't obviously draw
trying to
fans.
make it a little bit more cozy. It is a different animal of being from St. Louis and then going to Tampa. It's different. Nobody really is from Florida.
No, I guess not.
There's so much other things you can do at Florida, where I feel in St. Louis we like to gather and drink.
Yes.
So that's just the place to do it at, right? So,
right.
It's a different beast. And the fans that the Rays have are so awesomely passionate. They're just trying with that whole moving the seats, trying to get them all together, so they're more kind of together in a mix. Because, when you have all those open seats up top, you might as well bring those people down, get them a better seat, a better view of all the action, and
True.
That way they can be heard better.
Well, I'm not looking to get you traded or anything, although I think the Cardinals need to take note, of course, of the hometown girl. Multimedia personality, and she's a star, folks. Angela Sharp is with us on Talking Sports on this Monday night. So anything else presently on your plate besides, in particular, the ambush as far as in St. Louis before the spring begins?
Yeah, well, in St. Louis, I'm still doing a TV show on STL TV. It's called The Daily Mix. I shoot it every Monday.
I've seen it.
So every Monday, I kind of tell you what's going on in and around St. Louis. So you can always check that out. It's on STL TV's webpage. It's also on your Uverse or your, cable charter channel. But, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now in St. Louis, and just getting all the family time in I can. I have a nephew and a niece that are 5 and 2, so those ages grow fast. So while I'm here, I like to try to spend as much time with them as I can.
Well, I've seen the Daily Mix on the internet, and that brings out a whole other side of you yet, Angela. It's a little something. You got the talent flowing everywhere.
Hey, thank you so much. I'm just trying to. This is an interesting profession to be in, and I'm just trying to keep that ball in the air, as they say.
But yes, wild country music and all that. Those shows were real special. I know they aired on Saturday night. You might have taped them on Thursday. Does that sound right?
Yeah, we taped it on Thursday. They aired on Saturday. And, I started going there just as like a regular old college kid, wanting to line dance. And it kind of turned into its whole thing. I had a fashion corner for a while because I dressed kind of weird. And then years later when I worked at WIL, they let me host the show. And I have to tell you, hosting that show was like a full circle thing for me. Like, it was just like my whole life came full circle. And I just heard that they closed Wild Country, which breaks my heart because that was such a cool place.
I never made it there, but I know quite a few who did from our area, and they loved it. And
yeah, I mean, it was such an awesome place. It was so fun. The people there were great. So it's sad. It's kind of like an end of an era.
There's a lot of country in you, Angela. Of course, you love country music, and you adore Nashville, don't you?
I sure do. I go to Nashville every chance I get. I love Nashville. I love country music. I mean, I can't sing. I can't play. I just enjoy listening to it.
You can't sing? I bet you could,
no,
or at least after a couple of
pops.
pops.
Gosh, it's awful.
Maybe after a couple of swigs, huh, Angela?
No, I mean, I'm not good. This is not going to happen.
a confession there. How about, but dancing, there you go.
Dancing. I like the country line dance for sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, and the country music, would that be your ultimate dream job, working in the country music industry in some fashion, collecting a paycheck that way?
It's kind of weird because I always thought that would be my dream. My dream role would be hosting like CMT's Top 20 Countdown. But, as things have kind of went on their way, I'm kind of shooting more for Aaron Andrews' role in life.
Ah, well, you're good at that. And you do prep football sideline reporting, everything you're doing now with the ambush, what you did with the Blues, the Rays. That would be you'd be a natural, obviously.
Hey, yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I'm taking all these jobs, just trying to, get all the skills you need. So hopefully someday there's an opportunity that opens up and I can swoop right in.
And you're very good with the interviewing, before, after games, and with these country stars, too. I seem to recall that there was one in particular that you really like. You fawn over this Eric Church guy, huh?
I am. I'm a huge Eric Church fan. Huge Eric Church fan. Probably, I mean, he's great, so don't get me wrong. Lyrical genius. But I had met him before he had a record deal when I was in Nashville.
When he was nobody.
When he was basically, he was just writing for like some record label, and he really wasn't anybody at all. And so to watch his whole career unfold and to see kind of where he's taken that whole thing is unbelievable. And yes, he's also very, very talented.
He's very talented. But you go down there for the CMA, for the Music Fest and so forth. You're on the crowd. You're on TV. I mean, you're down there and within the first 10, 15 rows. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. I usually end up with a pretty good seat for the CMA Awards and the CMT Awards. I got to tell you, I end up getting to see a lot of really cool stuff that happens behind the scenes.
Now, who do you know? I mean, you deserve it, but who do you know to get that close? There are a lot of bigwigs there.
I have a good friend who works kind of in that whole industry of kind of sitting talent down. And, a couple years ago, Jason Aldean had cheated on his wife. So he didn't want to sit in his seat for most of the show. So I ended up to sit front row center in his seat for the majority of the show. And that was pretty cool.
The stories behind the stories.
Exactly.
And besides those interviews with the country stars or those who would become stars on the sports scene, I bet one of your favorites is Kelly Chase.
Kelly Chase is definitely one of my favorite interviews. He is always so great, and he's pretty outspoken himself. So I'm
fine with that.
To interview him. And what's funny for me is as a kid I watched hockey, and so Brett Hall and Kelly Chase were two people that as a kid I loved as players. And then you come and you start working for an organization, and now those two guys, I would definitely consider Kelly Chase a friend of mine. Like, he's a friend of mine. They know my name, and it's just really cool to see how that can happen.
I'm sure, yeah. And I was there for Brett Hall's first goal when he got traded from the Calgary Flames. And
is that right?
Yeah, the old arena a long while ago. Angela Sharp with us for a few more minutes on Talkin' Sports. Now, you don't consider yourself a celebrity, but you, of course, are. And I know your fans, they put you up on that. They gave you that deserved tag. That's pretty neat. I mean, they know you when they know you when they hear you, don't they?
I do get a lot of people who recognize my voice before they recognize my face, even, which is kind of funny. But no, I'm not a celebrity. I'm a girl who's had some really awesome jobs. That has been really fun to meet a lot of very cool people.
We're definitely chalking you up in the celebrity column, and you deserve it. And
Okay,
you could, hey, Angela, it could even get bigger and bigger yet. So, but have you had any surprise? Oh, you've had to have some surprising experiences with fans, unexpected reactions at a game, whatever.
I've had some interesting. I think the most interesting thing that ever happened was a Blues Blackhawks game.
Oh, of course.
Of course. I was up, talking to some friends in the suite level, and, the game was about ready to get over, so I went to go leave. And these guys, Blackhawks fans, came out of a suite, literally picked me up and carried me out of the building. And, you're trying to get down, but, I'm not that big of a girl, so it's kind of hard to, get off somebody's shoulders. And then I was thinking in my head, this is how I died. But they walking me outside, putting me down, and letting me go back inside, which was nice of them, but for a second there, I was a little bit concerned.
Thank goodness we had a hostage release. That's great. So
exactly.
I'm sure the kids, though, they're at the top of your table. I mean, the interaction you have with them.
Interviewing little kids is always the best because you never know what they're going to say, which makes it 10 times more fun. And every time I would get to interview one of those little hockey guys after, they played in their game.
Those are great.
You never know what they're going to say, which makes it so much more fun. And that transpires over into the Tampa Bay Rays, too, because the Rays have a lot of little fans, too, over there. And it's always fun, to sit down with a kid like that because literally they could say anything, and you just have to kind of go with it.
Well, I'm sure you've gotten to know quite a few other young ladies who do what you do now, especially down in Florida and such, but you probably like to see a few more follow in your path, especially around St. Louis.
Oh, absolutely.
Not take your job or anything. They couldn't. They shouldn't, but you know what I mean.
Well, no, but it is kind of cool because, like I said, when I was a little girl, there wasn't many girls doing this kind of thing.
No.
And now there are, which is amazing and awesome. But there has been a time or two where I bring a girl who's like, I want to do what you do. And that makes you feel really good. Like, I've made that much of an impression on somebody that, they actually want to do this when they get old enough to. So I think it's great. And I think it's great for just media in general that more females are kind of getting involved in all different aspects. Back in Tampa, one of the people that walks around and films me with the camera is a female. And I just really thought that was really neat to see so many females involved in all aspects of the industry.
Hey, let's face it, Angela, you got the looks, you got the personality, you know the sports, and it's all comes to a great mix and stuff. And you got any advice for any young women in particular or girls who like to follow your path? What should they do?
Yeah, I do actually. I mean, I really feel like if you have the opportunity to start at high school or in college, definitely do it because I think it helps. But past that, kind of send unsolicited emails to different media outlets, different sports teams, because you never know when a situation may arise where they might need somebody to fill in for their full-time person, or they might need somebody. And I think that's kind of what helped me. The guys that the Blues had before they had me, he couldn't make it to a game for some reason, and they had me fill in for a couple games for him, and that was when I was like, I'm going to do this. And so, a couple years later, they had open auditions, and I was one of the people that came out for that, and, obviously I got the job. So, but I think it helps. Just do whatever you can while you're young enough, like college, high school, but not to rule anybody out, but that definitely helps.
Right. And if you want to, and you need to follow Angela Sharp, you want to dish out a few facts for her. I know you're on Twitter, and you've got a website and a Facebook page.
Yeah, I've got a Facebook page, I've got a Twitter, and I've got an Instagram. All of them are just my name, Angela Sharp. Angela has 2 L's. Sharp has an E at the end of it. And I also have a website. It's angelasharp.com.
You will not find anybody more charismatic than Angela Sharp, and she does a super job. And I remember even 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, at a Blues game, you were off the ice for about 5 minutes after one of the between periods, shows you were doing and so forth. And I sent you, I guess, a DM on Twitter or whatever, and you got back to me just like that and said hello and so forth. That was pretty cool. So you interact with the fans.
I feel like that's very important, especially when you have a job like I had with that team, is that you want to make sure that you're engaged with the fans. So if somebody's like, hey, can you come visit my kid in section 352? You go out of your way to do that. As long as you can find the time, you should.
It's just another reason you are number one, Angela. It's good that we could connect finally, and maybe another time we'll do her down the road. But good luck with the ambush and the Tampa Bay Rays, and much more is in your future. You're just a youngin'.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I super appreciate it.
And stay on the line just a little bit, Angela, okay?
Yep, sure will.
Hang in there. That is Angela Sharp from St. Louis. If you need an MC, get in touch with her. Thanks to Angela and also to Katie Metter from the Centralia Orphan Annies. We're back Wednesday night. Two of our guests will be Dan Kipper and Steve Hoffman. We'll see you Wednesday night between 6 and 7. This is Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports.